Let me tell you about us. Humans, that is.
Derived from a planet unknown, the humans were the first settlers on the planet Cassus, and thus gained a new title of Cassians. Cassus's timeline began with the establishment of the Empire and the crowning of the Lumini Dominus the Half-Blood, making it the beginning of the Imperial era. Dominus the Half-Blood was a Lumini, a gift from the Elden to the Cassians. Dominus and his kind ruled as emperors over Cassus for more than 1,000 years, crafting the greatest empire the galaxy had ever known. But as the Dominion's power grew, the current Emperor, Jarek of House Azrion, enforced many unpopular policies which led to civil unrest. The Lumini Emperor Jarek did not waver to the rejection of the Cassian people, who in time turned protest of the new order into a violent rebellion. Although not all Cassians shared the same opinion as the rebels, with havoc spreading throughout Cassus, the Dominion were forced to turn its might onto their own civilians. The impact of this decision rippled through the ranks of the Dominion forces, making some question their allegiance. Ceric Brightland, a highly decorated admiral of the Cassian fleet, joined forces with the rebels and plotted attacks against the heart of the Dominion. All of those who were true to the rebellion against the Dominion joined the commander Ceric Brightland and followed him and his ironically named warship, the Star of Dominus, into battle, launching a series of unexpected, devastating attacks, leaving the Dominion in shambles. With this victory, Ceric Brightland and the rebels escaped Cassus and the grip of the Dominion's new order. Many lives were lost in the battle and materials running short from evading the pursuing Dominion forces. Running short on resources meant that the Dominion were not far behind. Knowing this, Ceric Brightland took his ship, the Star of Dominus, and with a surprise move, flew head-on into the Dominion fleet. With the sudden decision from Brightland, the other ships were able to put a considerable distance between them and the Dominion pursuers, becoming homeless, leaderless exiles. With all odds against him, Ceric Brightland's courageous move worked. The Dominion fleet broke formation, scattered and confused. In the confusion, the Star of Dominus managed to escape. Ceric Brightland, however, sustained severe injuries and the crew were forced to place him in cryo-freeze. With their leader in dire straits, the now exiled rebels rechristened the Star of Dominus into the Gambler's Ruin, an arc ship to preserve their hero and their freedom. Free from the Dominion but with nowhere to go, the Gambler's Ruin sailed through space seeking a new home far away from Dominion influence. Feeling lost without a means to an end, the exiled humans were met by the also exiled Granach. The humans knew the Granach story. With remorse, they offered the mercenaries to join them on their journey for a new home. Along their journey, the now exiles heard of the Dominion claiming war on the Orin planet Aboria. With a feeling of a bitter rage, the Granach sought justice. In desperate need, the Orin sent out a distress signal to the infamous exiles, who came up with a strategy to save them. The Granach mercenaries fought back the Dominion whilst the human rescue ships landed and saved what Orin they could. The Dominion laid waste to Aboria, destroying their planet. The Orin now have nowhere to go but with the exiles to look for a new home. The exiles were travelling through space for more than 200 years, but yet they endured. The humans of planet Cassus lost their identity completely, no longer known as Cassians, but as humans of the Exile. The exiles were known throughout the galaxy, famous for evading the Dominion's grasp. With this fame came more responsibility, with people from all over looking to the exiles for salvation from the Dominion. The next people for the Exiles to help were known as the Mordesh. The Exiles saved the Mordesh from a Dominion blockade, adopting yet another race saved from the Dominion's grasp into the Exiles. The humans are truly the heroes of the Exiles, standing against the Dominion and for their freedom. And yet it was only a matter of time before the critical systems of the fleet's battered starships began to fail. What they needed was a homeworld, a place to put down their roots before they inevitably died in the cold reaches of space. A human named Dorian Walker, considered a crackpot amongst his friends and peers, disappeared unauthorized on a crazed mission to find the legendary planet Nexus. Almost 300 years after Ceric Brightland led the Cassian rebels off of planet Cassus, Dorian Walker sent out a joyous message to the Exiles that he had found them, their new home. As the hyperdrive of the Gambler's Ruin rumbled to life, the exhausted and hopeful Exiles closed their eyes and drifted quietly into the warm embrace of cryosleep, dreaming of their new lives awaiting them on planet Nexus.
I think that went pretty well. Right? Right?